Welcome in, YouTube, to part 5 of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, where we are going to be in the Rak'Tika Greatwood for the first time with Morrighan. And hopefully we're meeting up with Y'shtola. Does she go by a different name? Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. And hopefully we make it to the level 75 dungeon. But we'll see how that goes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below and let me know how you're feeling about these videos. And that you can catch me on Twitch, streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, usually starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube, and I'll see you in a bit. Although I'm going to be honest, I don't know why I keep telling YouTube I'll see them in a bit when I am streaming it, because I immediately go over to game capture, like there's no cut there. When I'm recording videos, it's different, because, you know, I usually record the intro after everything, and then I cut a little bit of the start, so it's not like me running around looking like a doofus, like I am right now. But alright, let's start this quest. Ere we depart, there is a custom of the Knights Blessed which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent, and everything it touches befouled. Thus do they take the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is the belief of the blessed that one's own name must never be uttered in the light of the everlasting day, yet this commandment precludeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children, and in rare cases, masters their disciples. So it is that Y'shtola hath taken the name of Master Matoya. Lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the blessed's presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the god who keepeth vigil at the Greatwood's border. Alright, so Y'shtola became Master Matoya. Well, we can fly. Although it is kind of hard to fly up out of those. There we go. Let me just go over here. Mir can't. Well met, traveler. What business brings you here? Well, we would like to get to the Rak'Tika Greatwood. Yes, of course. Right this way. We have an important mission to find our friend. Oh, that's right.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Rak'Tika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
The Rak'Tika Greatwood. This is another very pretty area of the game.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
Of course, Emmett Selk is back.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule!
Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days.
Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows? Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
But his commentary is the best part, Thangred. Why do you not enjoy it? What do you got to say, Emitselk? What is it now? Do you expect me to regale you with friendly banter? Oh, very well. I will humor you this once. You may consider it my latest act of good faith. Come on then, what do you wish to know? Why choose this form in the first? Well, well, what a curious question. Mortal flesh is but the vessel into which we Ascians pour the elixir of our souls, molding it as fits the occasion. Or not, if we so choose. Be it for a year or a millennium, I prefer to retain the same form until my duty is done. So after arriving here in the first, I fashioned some hapless body into the man you see before you. Though as your friend over there can attest, there are those of us who forego such alterations. He was ever the rash one, La Habrea, jumping from vessel to vessel, never heeding the toll it took on him. Okay. Little Ascian backstory and lore for ya. 'Tis plain our Ascian counterpart meaneth to follow wheresoever we lead. Were it otherwise, he would not suffer the overabundance of light in these woods. Verily it pervadeth every corner, and so long as the Light Warden remaineth, the Sin-Eaters shall be free to prey upon these lands without surcease. If naught is done, 'tis but a matter of time before the blessed succumb. 2 years past, a swarm of Sin-Eaters did lay waste unto their largest settlement, killing a great many of their priests in so doing. Though some few did survive, they knew not how to go on. Wayward souls in want of a guiding hand. For a mercy, Y'shtola hath provided that which they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and thither shall we bend our steps, to Fort Gone. And again, I'm sorry, Urianger, I cannot do your voice justice. Northeast, huh? Let's back up just a smidge. I feel like it's like at the top of a tower. What do you have to say now, buddy? Well, where is this friend of yours we've come to meet? We're gonna meet her now, I believe.
I see little sign of recent activity, nor hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction.
Also, Morrighan got a new set of armor, courtesy of Aerolith.
Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Now! Surround them! These Sin-Eaters, they're not like the others.
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm. How is it they can speak?
It's a Sin-Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
No, we really don't. Kupo? Please. We
Perhaps
are
they
not
speak
sin
the
eaters.
truth.
Oh, for the love of... I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives.
You're not wrong, buddy.
You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so I retire to the shade. Good luck.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
I think I preferred La Habrea.
Enough. Runard, report.
Master Matoya!
She's back.
We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
'Tis passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap
Agreed.
it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether. Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company. The one I know not.
But you do
There
know.
is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us. Though she is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but 2 Light Wardens have already perished by her most puissant hand.
It cannot be.
Oh, but it can. It is me. Nice to see you too, Master Matoya.
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons. Forgive us this hostile welcome. Come. I would give you a proper introduction to Rak'Tika and its people.
This is one of my favorite gear sets right now that Morrigan's wearing. I fell in love with it when I was taking Aerolith through Shadowbringers, and she was a gunbreaker at this point, and I was like, oh, this fending set is so good. It's the Zanya skin tops and stuff. Let me bring my webcam back. You have been busy since arriving in the First, I gather, but I would hear the tale of your travels in more suitable surroundings. With Fort Gone yet to be rebuilt, the Knights Blessed have made their home in a settlement to the northeast. I will await you at its entrance. Follow the path through yonder gate and you will find me soon enough. But what, dear friend, could this possibly mean? That I look like a Sin Eater to Y'shtola's ether? Although in all fairness, it actually kind of makes sense when you think about it. We have absorbed the light, or ether, or whatever it is, of 2 Light Wardens already. There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the Twelves would, this forest has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed. Alright. We'll attune to the ether right down here too, because don't want to forget that. Let me attune to it first, because inevitably I'll forget, turn in this quest, pick up the next one, and then we'll be in trouble.
Slitherbow is the largest of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people.
Yeah, honestly, that seems fair.
Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Rak'Tika. In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my... My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I've come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Appreciated.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya, or rather could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape. Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me.
She would be right.
Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Stola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, You seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd.
Ooh.
But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
He touched a nerve.
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
So she decided to touch a nerve back.
He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
Does he, though?
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life.
But what does that even mean?
But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
Okay. I am not indifferent to Thancred's troubles. Nevertheless, I will not apologize for holding him to a higher standard after all these years. He has ever been a man of considerable resolve, and this is what I will continue to expect. Though it heartens me to know that some of us remain ourselves in spite of our present circumstances. I can but imagine how Alice and Alfino have changed since arriving here in the first. Change is part of life, we can but hope it's changed for the better. Perhaps you should be concerned with how you've changed, Y'shtola. I realize I am not as I was on the source, but I cannot say I regret the decisions that allowed me to come this far. Returning to the matter at hand, I really must begin work on deciphering this tablet. In the meantime, perhaps you should take a look about Slitherbow. If there is anything you need, pray speak with Runar at the plaza. Okay. That's Y'shtola respectfully saying, get the fuck away from me, I have stuff I need to do. And I need to talk to Urianger alone because he's being a shit. Welcome, friend. Welcome. My apologies for our less than hospitable greeting earlier. Tell me, what is your name? From where do you hail? My name is Morrighan, and I hail from the Crystarium. From the Crystarium! I see. And this tablet you've brought may help us find the Light Warden here in Rak'Tika. Well, you are welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Would it be alright if I joined you? Of course, of course. Anything for the guests of our dear Master Matoya. Thank you. She means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she? If not for her, we may have all perished in the Great Fire. With our priests slain and our home in ruins, we were at the mercy of the Sin Eaters. It was she who drove them back, and with her sage guidance we were able to rebuild. Before long she became a central figure in our community, a great oak within whose shadow many have come to find solace. That is not to say there were not those hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it is the smile in her eyes when she speaks of the sunless sea. I feel whole again now that she is with us, and I have no doubt the others feel the same. She is as much a part of the Knights Blessed as any of us, and we are grateful for all she does in service to the Dark. But you did not hear this from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to so long as they reside within Slitherbound. To show reverence to the Dark? In a word, yes, but fear not. It is not too involved. Let us begin with something simple. Follow me. Okay. Let's talk to the Amaro Keep real quick. I feel like I did this not too long ago with a certain person from Host Endwalker. Should you see any of our people come to this chamber, they have likely returned from a journey beyond the borders of Rak'Tika. We use the water stored here to cleanse ourselves of the light's impurity. A simple and perhaps peculiar custom, but it is one of our most important. Would you two kneel for just a moment, that I might rid you of the light's impurity? That was a very wet sound for dribbling water. As Runar lightly sprays you with water, your skin begins to tingle. What could that possibly mean? Why is my skin tingling? And with that, you have been cleansed of the light's blighted touch. How do you feel? I'm not sure, to be honest. Not refreshed exactly, but I do feel different. Has this water been treated in some way? Only blessed by our priests. They are practiced in the arcane arts. As such, it is said their prayers imbue the water with a faint dark energy. A prickling sensation. No one has ever spoken of such a reaction before. I wouldn't say it was an unpleasant sensation, but I too felt something strange. The dark aspects of this water should have no discernible effect, unless... By the gods, Master Matoya was right! You are Sin Eaters! I jest. What you felt was likely no more than the chill of the water. Perhaps now would be a good time to acquaint yourselves with the people of Slitherbound. For that, I must teach you a customary greeting. Alin Tuta. In the language of Ronka, it is one of several ways one might say, good evening. The world is not as safe as it once was, and this greeting lets us quickly discern friend from foe. Is there a handshake or gesture we should know too? I would hate to offend anyone. Oh, you need not worry. Merely speak the words Alin Tuta, and they will know you as friends of the blessed. I will await your return here. Now go. They are likely to be heartened by your knowledge of our ways. With the chat mode in say, enter Alin Tuta to greet the villagers of Slitherbound. Okay. I will be right back, though. I'm gonna take... Okay. So we got 3 people to greet with /S Alin Tuta. First one being this Placid Elder. /S Alin Tuta. She smiles warmly. Asgeir. Sounds very similar to Asgore. Alinchisi, welcome, friend. I take it you will remain in these woods for some time, yes? Be wary of these woods. You will find poison in near everything you see. But fear not. Our medicinal tea will keep you healthy. Ask and it is yours. No business with strangers. Oh, that's right, because I didn't do that. Ah, a newly come traveler. Alan Chisi, and welcome to Slitherbound. You must forgive us if we seem strangely reserved. We are a quiet and taciturn people. Silent and serene as the sunless sea. The quiet makes it easy to discern the presence of eaters and other dangers here in the woods. The name of the quest is A Day in the Neighborhood. That's why I started singing. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Everyone was so kind and gracious. I was nervous at first, but already I'm starting to feel at home. There is still much I have to learn about the Knights Blessed, but their faith and strength of will is nothing short of inspiring. I can see how they've built such a thriving community. Ah, you are returned. Very good. No doubt they were glad of your company. It has been too long since we have had visitors. Remember, if you have any questions or if there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Speaking of which, we must arrange food and lodgings for your stay. As friends of Master Matoya, we cannot ask for payment, but if you would be willing to lend a hand, it would be my pleasure, even though I'd rather say I'd rather not. We are fortunate indeed to play host to such generous souls. The task I have in mind is simple enough. All I ask is that you take a water jug and water the crops in the square. May I help too? Of course. One of you can do the filling and the other the watering. Speak with Ursabel when you have finished. She will be relieved to hear the crops have been tended to. While you take care of that, I will see to your room and a warm meal. Okay. Right then, I'll fill, you water. Okay. Hopefully this room is, very nice. There was only one jug I could find which was small enough to lift, but I'm afraid there's a crack in the bottom. You'll need to hurry to the garden before all the water leaks out. You will have 45 seconds to complete the task. Should you fail, return to Minfilia and try again. I won't fail. I won't fail. They give you more than enough time, and I think even on the next one they cut it down to like 30 seconds. And you have watered half of the plot. Fetch another jug of water. And even cutting it down to 30 seconds, it's like nothing. Alright, Minfilia. Was there enough water for the plot? No, I need one more. Only half? I see. Well, let me refill the jug for you. This time I only have 30 seconds. Will I make it? Oh, I do hope so. And then we talk to Ursabel. Don't run into the box, that would be bad. The whole plot has now been thoroughly watered. Well met, travelers. I observed you earlier speaking with the others. Have you need of something? You watered the crops? Ah, my apologies for not noticing sooner. I have been rather distracted of late. Watering the crops was always Todia's duty, but she is no longer with us. We have since taken to sharing the duty, though never with guests. You are most kind. Is there anything else we can do to help? We could plant something if you like. There is no need. The plot is small, it is true, but it provides us with enough to survive. We ask for no more. I don't know how you manage. Have the blessed not considered leaving? Life would surely be easier almost anywhere else. I can understand why you might say that, but the easiest path is not always the right one. Tell me, do you know our history? How our faith came to be? Yes, I believe so. The Knights Blessed was initially formed by those who lost their homes in the wake of the flood. What began as an occasional gathering of survivors eventually grew into a community, which ultimately decided to strike out on its own in the Rak'Tika Greatwood. I see you have read your history, but there is a history that is told and one that is lived. Like so many in those times, the first of the Knights Blessed lost everything. Their homes, their loved ones, all they held dear. To make matters worse, none could say what became of the souls of those lost to the flood when their bodies were reborn as sin-eaters. The people were without answers, without hope, their gods having drowned along with everything else. It seemed that nothing was beyond the reach of the light. But soon they realized that where there is light, there must be darkness. And in that truth they found new faith. A belief that the souls of the departed could yet find peace beyond these burning skies, in the sunless sea above. That is why we pray, for the safe passage of wayward souls unto that blessed black abyss, for the return of the night that we might someday look upon the kingdom of heaven with our own eyes. We remain in these woods for the selfsame reason our founders first chose them, that we may lead lives of simplicity, with the shade of these trees as a constant reminder of our faith. With so many seeking paradise in Yulmore, it's refreshing to find people who value a humbler existence. You are kind to say so. Many consider our way of life foolish, and so it must seem to those who yet cling to their worldly possessions. In times such as these, when everything can be taken away in an instant, it is all too easy to lose sight of why we fight to go on living. It is not to hold fast to material things, but to hold those who went before us in our hearts, to keep alive the legacy they have left us. This we must do for them, our children and generations yet unborn. To keep their legacy alive. Hey, we're level 77 now. Done tending to the crops already? Very good. It should not be long before your room is ready. Runar! In the woods, sin-eaters. I fear they may have the touch. Where? in the grove to the southwest. For a mercy, they've yet to wander any closer to Slitherbow. Then we have no need to engage. Inform the guard that no one is to set foot outside the village until they have moved on. But sir, what of Tadia's Heartstone? It must be retrieved before the service. Of all the times for the Sin-Eaters to appear. Are you just going to leave them alone? Under normal circumstances, we would not hesitate in striking the beasts down. But if they indeed have the touch, I will not risk them corrupting one of our own. What was that you said about a stone? A few days passed. Todia, a child of the Knights Blessed, was slain by the Sin-Eaters. We succeeded in retrieving her body, but in our haste we failed to notice her necklace was gone. Strung to it was a pendant of jade, her heartstone. All of the Knights Blessed are given such a stone at birth. It is the most valuable possession one can own. It is custom to present the heartstone of the deceased at their funeral, as an offering to the heavens, but now... What if I could find it for you? I have experience fighting Sin-Eaters, and the light's corruption does not touch me like it does others. Master Matoya called you Menphilia, did she not? Are you truly the Menphilia, descended from the Oracle? Even so, I dare not ask you to risk your life for the Blessed. I understand how you feel, but I can't stand by knowing that your people are in need and I can help. Please let me do this. Very well, but if the danger proves too great, you must retreat. I could never forgive myself if we were forced to hold a second service. I nearly forgot about Thancred. What if he returns before I do? Don't worry, I'll come with you. Thank you. With you at my side, I'm certain we can deal with them in no time at all. Go swiftly, and may the shadows keep you both. Aye. Alright. Look around at the destination. Lost but not forgotten. Jump, jump, jump. I just want to take a quick peek at the mounts that I have. Not very many, honestly. Okay. Where? There we go. There! The Sin-Eaters! Oh, it's another one of these. The boss from... the first boss from Hallminster Switch, which took 4 of us to take down, but look at how much stronger we've gotten now. I was hoping there would only be one. There's no way we can search for the stone without dealing with them first. What do you propose we do? Let's use this as a learning experience, Menphilia. Fighting them together here would make a lot of noise, which might attract beasts or other Sin-Eaters. But if we fought them separately and quietly, we might not have to worry about that. Alright then, I'll draw one away while you handle the other. I need my controller to work, please. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, and that's also, let's bring out my chocobo real quick. Zoom out. Come on, target that one, please. Good lord. Here we go. Now we gotta get over here to speak with Minfilia. Did she manage to slay hers? Looks like it! GG! G freaking G! Morrighan! There you are! It's done. Though I fear I was a bit careless. I'll do better next time, I promise. I'm fine. You needn't worry about me. More importantly, we have to find that Heartstone. They said it was made of jade, right? I'll search over there in the bush. Did she say in the bush or in the brush? Oh, I think I see it. Unless there's multiple looking points. But I think this is going to be a pile of leaves. Honestly, it seems to... Oh, but there's one over there too. There seems to be no trace of it here. No trace of it there. Did not mean to do that. Alright, we'll fight you real quick. Why not? We'll burst phase you, actually. Why not? Boom, 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 boom. Alright, where are we at? We already looked at that pile. At least I'm fairly certain we did. Oh my god, was it near the first part we were at? The tree we walked through, but we didn't look over here? It's gonna be right here. I'm just gonna be like, damn it. Yep. I knew it was near a tree. Like, I remembered that. Well, okay, so I mean, I guess technically that one was near a tree, and so was that one. But are you gonna get over here to fight? Okay, so we are within range. No, damn it. Okay, fine. I'm gonna stand here. Did you have any luck? It's beautiful. This has to be it. You know, Thancred always said you were a woman of many talents, and I think I'm beginning to understand what he meant. I have much to learn if I'm to be even half the hero you are. The hero she was. I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. But no, Minfilia, no. You're fine. Don't let Thancred get to you. He's just being dickish. Because he can. Thank goodness you are safe. I had begun to fear the worst. By all that is dark, you found it. We can proceed with her service as planned. These blessed gems serve not only to protect us in life, but to guide our spirits unto the sunless sea in the hereafter. Even should we be felled by the Sin Eaters, so long as these gems are recovered, our souls are ensured peace in the dark. Words fail to express my gratitude for this kindness you have done for us. For the blessed, I must insist you and your friends attend Tadia's service as honored guests. There is still much we must do to prepare, but please go and inform the others it will be held in the darker. When you arrive, there should be an attendant present to explain the proceedings. Speak with Menphilia. Morrighan, I learned so much about the Knights Blessed while you were away, and we helped them recover a lost heirloom out in the woods. I know I wasn't supposed to leave, but they really needed our help. There were Sin Eaters and... As long as she accompanied you, but do try to be more careful. Your injuries could have been a lot worse. How did you... Let's just say a little bird told me, and it's telling me now that Morrighan has business with us. Is something the matter? They've asked us to attend the service? Of course we'll go. It's being held in the darker, is it? We'll take care not to be late, I promise. Alright, now it's time to go speak with the Placid Elder. Hands you a candle, and then points over at a nearby corner where I might place it. Blue flamed candle. Now we wait at the destination. I feel like this one has voice acting, so I'm going to disappear.
It seemed only right that we show our faces. May we join you?
Let us begin. I thank you all for coming to pay respects to our fallen daughter of the night. In the light, she was known as Tadia, but in the dark, we shall remember her always as Menine. Let us each take a moment to offer her our prayers. We entrust her now to the night's sweet embrace. In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore. May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
That vessel represents the night sky, the sunless sea of heaven.
That's pretty cool. They all light up.
We call upon you now, O bringer of shadow, to lead this gentle soul unto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her unto paradise everlasting.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't know I was signing up to be a part of this. Oh, you didn't mean me literally. Got it, got it.
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service. On behalf of the Blessed, you have my sincerest thanks. The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people. And none were more ardent in their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved by your presence.
You know I don't deserve such reverence.
You might not deliver her to the heavens, but if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing.
Well, that is the plan.
Their prayers would finally be answered. They could gaze up at the firmament and see their ancestors in every twinkle of the stars. We cannot allow their hopes and dreams to drown in the light. We have to bring back the dark. If we don't, who will? Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
No, it's all right. We will bring back the dark.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact.
What could you mean?
Urianger and I have finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were most illuminating. Let us reconvene in my chambers. We have much to discuss.
Okay. Okay. I'll go to Y'shtola's chambers. Oh, let me bring back my webcam. I apologize. I mostly do it to give you all full access to like the cutscene camera. I know we're not missing much by my little bottom corner, but good, you're here. Thanks to the Exarch's gift, our next course of action is now clear. Let me begin by first explaining the origins of this tablet. I initially believed it might detail the history of the Church of the First Light. Much to my surprise, it dates back to the end of the Ronkan Empire, and was likely written under the direction of the reigning ruler. It was time of strife and unceasing war with neighboring nations, With each passing day, they yielded more and more territory to their enemies. In their desperation, petitions for aid were sent out to their allies. This was one such petition. And you think this ancient petition will somehow help us get into Ixmaya? Indeed we do. For etched into this tablet is a method by which one may prove himself an ally of the Ronkin Empire. Provided we are able to decipher said instructions, we may entreat the ruin's protectors to grant us safe passage. The problem, however, is I presently lack the resources to decipher them in their entirety. We have but one recourse. There exists a stone monument inscribed with an ancient Ronkin text and translations into a more modern dialect which came into use after the fall of the Empire. I am confident it will suit our purposes. Where can we find this monument? Here in Sitia, quite close to Slitherbow, in fact. The good news ends there, however, for it is in the possession of a rather radical faction of dark worshippers, the Children of the Everlasting Dark. If I am to study the monument, I must infiltrate their encampment. I have no intention of taking longer than absolutely necessary, but I will nevertheless require time to transcribe the text I need. To ensure that I will have enough, I am afraid I must ask you and Thancred to assist me. And before you even ask, the answer is no. If we're to remain unseen, our group must be as small as possible. Alright, I'll stay here until you return. We won't be long. If anything should happen, you keep her safe. You have my word, Thancred. Then let us convene outside, to the west of Slitherbow where the path diverges. I don't... Sounded like Power Rangers for a second, I guess. I don't know. Speak with Y'shtola. Can you get on your mount? Thank you. The encampment we seek is to the north, but it would be foolish to simply rush in. A guard has been posted at Cleric to keep watch over the children. Perhaps he has aught to share of their recent activity. But we must tread carefully. There is a chance we may encounter them along the way. They rejoice in dealing death to others, claiming that in doing so they cleanse their victims of sin and usher them into the sunless sea. I would rather not sully my hands defending myself against such madmen. Okay. Seems fair. He said something, but I didn't see what it was. Sorry, I tried to mute, but it didn't work. Before I snorted that. By the blessed dark. Thank goodness you are unharmed. We would have arrived sooner, but we too had a rather unwelcome visit from the children. You are an acquaintance of Master Matoya then. My apologies. The children have been acting strange of late, so I thought to take a closer look. I was careless. Strange? What have you seen? At first, there seemed to be nothing out of the ordinary. The usual gatherings of ingredients for poisons from flora and fauna. But then I took notice of their venomous spiders. They've been breeding them in much greater numbers. It's as if they're preparing for something. Any ideas as to what? It could be anything, really. If it meant the end of the Blessed, nothing would be too cruel or violent for them. But perhaps we can use their present preoccupation with spiders to our advantage. If we were to introduce a threat to the nests where they keep them, the children would be compelled to save them. Bees, for example, are a natural predator of spiders. Set them loose on the nests and we would have our opportunity to sneak into their encampment. What a mischievous plan. I like it. With a bit of smoke, we should be able to subdue a few colonies long enough to secure their hives. Have you anything we might be able to use? We should have smoke bombs at the outpost just over there. Then it's settled. Grab a few smoke bombs from the outpost and search about for beehives. I imagine the bees won't take too kindly to your visit, but once they're knocked out, take the beehives and bring them back here. 2 will suffice, I should think. Okay. Sounds like a plan, Thancred. No. Leave me alone, Forest Flamingo. Let me break line of sight. Damn it. I don't want to fight you. Leave me be. Pun intended. Pun fully intended. It was not intended. The bees begin to swarm. They're some pretty sturdy bees. They may not beat me, but they don't die very easily, comparatively. And we got another beehive a little bit further back. Ignore the piggy. So, speaking of pigs, I heard a horrible joke on YouTube. I was watching some of Chibidoki. She's a VTuber. If you don't know her, you should check her stuff out. I have not been doing ether currents. Oh. Anyway, Chibidoki. She's a VTuber. Highly suggest checking out her stuff. Anyway, there was a short that she posted, Lord knows how long ago, where like she has text to chat or text to speech as like a chat thing. And the person told her a joke, and it was, why can't Miss Piggy count to 100? And it was because every time she gets to 69, she gets a little frog in her throat. And it's so good. It's so funny. It's horrible because, well, it's not horrible. It's a funny sex joke. But I lolled pretty hard. Alright, let's return back up to here and give them to Stola. Here you go. The god returned to Slitherbow, but not before offering his thanks. As for the beehives, Thancred and I were successful in acquiring what we needed. How did you fare? This is more than enough. The children are certain to be displeased. Alright, double tapped it again, I'm sorry. The children's settlement is to the west, a place they call Woven Oath. According to the god, there is an airway apart from the entrance which leads to the spiders' nests. If the fates are kind, the way will be clear. Are the fates going to be kind, though? That truly is the question. Stick around. The answer may surprise you. Yeah, I completely forgot about doing those. Jump through here. Let us take care to not wander among any level 80 A-ranks. Because at our current level, they would hurt a lot. Honestly, at level 90, they still hurt quite a bit. Up there's the airway. Do you see it? I do. A bit far, perhaps, but we should be able to toss the bag through. Though we should probably loosen the ropes keeping it closed, enough that it falls open when it lands inside. May I do the honors? Sure, Thancred. That should do it. Now we wait. What is that? Bees! By the abyss! They're everywhere! Help! Someone help! We have to save the spiders! It sounds like our plan is working. Still, it is quite likely not all were drawn away from their posts. If you should come to blows with the children, I'll see to it any signs of struggle are concealed. Failing that, I'll create a distraction to buy Y'shtola more time. Should anyone get past me, it falls to you to guard. You got it, Thancred. Your concern is appreciated, but I sincerely... No, that's how you say that word. Why did I think that sounded weird? I think because the first time I said sincerely, but it's sincerely. Now it just sounds wrong. I know it's sincerely. Doubt it will come to that. Why do I get the feeling you enjoy the idea of my loafing about bored in the shadows? Come now, Thancred. The shadows are a fitting place for a warrior of darkness. Now if you both are ready. About as ready as I'll ever be, Y'shtola. Alright. Okay. I totally could have made that jump on my own. Ah! No. Some of these people just don't even seem to care. You're gonna turn around, yep. The font of seeing suggests this is a chamber for prayer. At the very least, they would not place this near potential distractions from their worship. Perhaps the monument is further in. Sorry, I thought it muted, but it didn't. Unmuted. I don't know why it's not working all the time. Yes, this is it. I will be but a moment. Keep watch of the entryway. On second thought, would you mind examining the murals on these walls while I look over this? At a glance I can tell they are old, predating the founding of the Blessed and the Children, in fact. We're not like to come here a second time. 'Twould behoove us to learn all that we can. Valid. So we have this mural, which looks like people worshipping fire and war. That mural, which I got nothing, and that mural, which looks like darkness. Examine the murals and take notes. Here, hold on, let's do this one first. Primitive mural. Mural appears to be ancient. A warrior in the middle stands triumphant over what appears to be a creature of shadow. Other figures surround the warrior, rejoicing in their victory. Mural appears to be very old. Ruler sits atop a throne attended by their subjects. Mural appears to be fairly old. A knight shields himself and their comrades from an encroaching darkness. The central figure is considerably faded. That's the Warriors of Darkness. Like, here's, God, what's her bucket? The little Lalafell healer. Galgant, not Galgant, that's his race. He's a Rogadin, but that's the first version of him. Here's the Paladin guy. This is obviously Ardbert, very faded. The Black Mage, and then Rinda Sue, the Bard.
These paintings, they seem familiar. Depictions of heroes throughout history. The Age of Gods, the Empire of Ronka, and this. There was a man, a researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it. Slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was. But he had a good heart. He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends. A tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era. The story went that it was rediscovered by an explorer from Ronka, who was so struck by its majesty that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day. One day you will all be here too, he said. Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself.
And
I
he
had a
did.
good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds. But it seems he actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder. Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? Or did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses.
No. It sucks how much the people turned out to hate Ardbert and his team.
Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection? Or some other kind of monument?
God, I hope not.
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place. Is something the matter? We should go. The others are waiting.
I wish you could see his ether, Y'shtola. I believe I now have everything needed to finish deciphering the tablet. Tell me, Morrighan, did the murals appear to be of any significance? Depictions of heroes from the Age of Gods, the Ronkan Empire, and immediately before the Flood. Very astute observations. Perhaps in another lifetime you could be a curator of antiques. Though it has no bearing on the task at hand, perhaps that knowledge may prove to be of use in the future. Let us hurry to Slitherbow. The others are waiting. After we've returned, the two of you should rest a while. No doubt Runar will be eager to have you sample his cooking. As soon as I discover anything of import, you will be the first to know. Alright. I guess... No! And I forgot to set it to the Crystarium, damn it! I should just do that now, but I'm not going to. Morrighan, the guard told me you left with Master Matoya to Woven Oath. And no sooner do you return than she locks herself away in her chambers without so much as a word. She knows how I worry when she leaves without telling me. Oh, but she is safe, and that is all that matters. You must be hungry after such a journey. Why not have a seat there by the fire? The stew will soon be ready. Where's the fire? There's the fire. This feels like voice-acted cutscene.
Strange. The others on patrol should have returned by now. Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer. We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
Of course.
I tire of these games, Urianger. Why do you pretend you cannot see it? The blessing may spare her the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. She is not as she was in the Source. Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all. I fear it was absorbed, that she has been suffused with their light.
Though I have given thought to this possibility, I dare not speak until more is known.
By the time you deign to enlighten us, it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy.
Agreed, Y'shtola.
I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed. Everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
Help! Someone help! The Ilmorans have come for us! We're under attack!
Of course they have. Every step of the way, they have been right on our heels. Meanwhile, in Yulmore,
Lord Vorthry, how good it is to see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken. Too long, at any rate. May I say how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever. And you as disingenuous.
Well?
Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling Warriors of Darkness. They have slain Sin-Eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy. And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers, so I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
Saving the world.
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival. Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why? Why? Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation. With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve. Before long, they would turn to violence, then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion. They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king, nay, a god. I will see their dreams fulfilled, their wishes granted. I will give them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss. Men are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need. Sanctuary. And they shall find none in this world save that which I afford them. That is why the Sin-Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion. A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral Era. What was that? A minor epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power.
Oh shit.
But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding. This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome. And we will, once we eliminate the Sin-Eaters. You poor deluded fool. These people care not for the morrow. They care only for the now. And the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making? Or even 100? You underestimate them, Lord Vorthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know, that their children may never know. I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains, and I will resist your every effort to shackle him. In summary,
You will continue to support the villains hunting my Sin Eaters?
Yes.
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you! So naive! So painfully predictable! Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin Eaters' defense. Insurrection will not be tolerated! The people of this world are mine to rule, mine to command. And you are no exception! What? How did he... Insolent swine! I will not stand for this! Do you hear me?
His fits get me every time. He is a child who is angry that his friends or kids or whatever will not listen to him.
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
We do.
I do.
Oh, shit, my webcam's back. Sorry. I didn't realize it was still voice
I
acted.
presume that is your doing. If you've come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
You're in no position to make demands. By Lord Vorthry's decree, Rak'Tika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
Is that so? And the children of the Everlasting Dark have acquiesced to this madness?
We have reached an accord, yes. Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore. Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the Everlasting Dark.
In his wisdom, Lord Vorthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith. You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed. Little wonder the Warrior of Darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Rak'Tika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed Shadow at bay.
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools. Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for woven oath with all haste. We will leave you, that you may have time to prepare.
Woven oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our fate to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
And should we refuse?
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore, and dealt with as such.
I can't wait till we get to take care of Ranjit.
We will discuss these developments after I have tended to our casualty.
The god hath been afflicted with a most terrible and efficacious poison. I have attempted all manner of healing incantations. Alas, his condition remains unchanged. At present, we can but slow the poison's advance. I pray it will afford us sufficient time to find a cure. How fareth the young god? The poison spread throughout his system long before he was brought here. At present there is naught we can do but try to ease his pain. Do not blame yourselves, my friends. All that can be done has been done. Even had we reached him sooner, it would have made little difference. The children employ countless poisons. Finding a suitable antidote is nigh impossible task. What of the rest of the Blessed? How have they taken the news of your most generous proposition? With anger and dismay, we cannot hope to oppose both them and the children. I considered a convocation of all the Knights Blessed, that we might consider their ultimatum, but I know how they will answer. Master Matoya, I am truly sorry. We cannot abandon our faith. But there is no reason for you to suffer for our decision. Your work is not yet done, and you still have time to flee. Flee? I am not wont to run from my troubles. In fact, with Morrighan's arrival, I am minded to take the offensive. The Yomoran's presence here plainly stems from a desire to protect the Lightwood. I say we seek it out and slay the creature before they return. Were darkness to fall over Rak'Tika, they would have no cause to remain. All of which is rather easier said than done, unless of course you finally deciphered that tablet. I have, as a matter of fact, and with it we can prepare everything we need to enter Yxmaya. What say you all? We will need to act quickly, but I believe it can be done. We cannot deny our fate, but one course lieth before us. Well, we are villains, are we not? I thought someone would at least have like another smart comment back for that. Good. I leave the Blessed in your capable hands, Runar. Very well. I see there is no change in your mind. By all that is dark, I swear to keep the Blessed safe. According to the tablet, we will first need to obtain a seal used to identify the allies of Ronka in times past. One such seal should be waiting for us in a complex of underwater ruins not far from here. You have some experience with subaquatic excursions, do you not? I do. Then this should prove a simple task for you. The ruins we seek are at the bottom of Lake Tusimikta. While you see to that, Menphilia and I will remain here to help shore up Slitherbow's defenses. Your aid would be greatly appreciated. You hope there would be more things to get from the Christmas event? That's fair. Honestly though, like most holiday events in this game do tend to either give just something like a glam, like this one does. Occasionally they'll do a mount, like last Starlight event last year gave us a reindeer mount, which is now available, or will probably be available on Friday in the online store. Halloween event a few months ago gave us a wand emote with like a swish and a flick and a little magical thing. Most of the Valentine's events give us some kind of a emote, and I think so. It's always something like that, either like an emote, a glam, or a mount. I feel like we're gonna go get this Ethernet or Ether current real quick. There it is. And then they also usually have some sort of like housing item you can get. They're not as okay, really? I can't jump over that? Fine. They usually don't have as many things as like the what's it called? The Fall Guys one, because they usually only go for like 2 weeks as opposed to 2 months. There she is. There you are, ready for a swim. The seal we seek should be stored in a chamber somewhere inside the ruins beneath the lake. However, the entrance is seemingly protected by a subtle locking mechanism rooted in the symbolism of Ronkin culture. The Ronkins sought to live in harmony with nature, and considered certain animals to be sacred. Foremost in their pantheon was the snake, portrayed as protector of the wood and arbiter of life and death. Below it were 4 others, each equal in rank: Curl, Colibri, Opo-Opo, and Wolf, characterized as the bringers of liberty, words, enlightenment, and harmony respectively. To open the chamber containing the seal, the tablet states that one must pay due deference to 3 of the beasts by placing one's palm on monuments wrought in their image, and that must be done in a specific sequence. If my interpretation is correct, the order can be discerned from the 3 commandments which follow. Give praise unto the snake, by its strength do our lands prosper. So snake, be as the Opo-Opo, rival thy kin, as all parts seek betterment, so too does the whole. Snake, Opo-Opo, be as the wolf, move as one. Peace come to all who seek harmony with their kin. Snake, Opo-Opo, wolf. The tablet says naught of the placement, size, or appearance of the monument. Alas. Hopefully all will become clear when you reach the bottom of the lake. Go safely. Okay, so snake, Opo-Opo, wolf. Snake, Opo-Opo, wolf. Dive! Get back on your mount. What are you doing? Where is it? There it is. Hold on 1 second. I heard weird popping sounds outside and wanted to make sure nothing crazy was going down. So serpent. Yeah, underwater motorcycle. It's the best. Now we need Opo-Opo. Not coral. Opo-Opo.
No, go in the garbage, you.
And now, last but not least, we need the wolf. You think you're close to Endwalker? Did you skip Heaven's Sword, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers? Wolf, there we go. Once more, you sense something stir somewhere else in the lake. Perhaps the chamber containing the seal is open. Oh, hey. Let's go ahead and do this real quick as Paladin. Slash Lookout. Down below. So I need to go through here again. There we go. Door opens to reveal a pedestal upon which rests a medallion. You take it and secure it inside your cloak. Perfect. Oh yeah, so MSQ2 is whatever the current expansion is. MSQ1 holds all the previous expansions. Yeah. It's the same thing with like the Trials and Raids one too. Trials 1 is everything up through Shadowbringers, Trials 2 is Endwalker, and then Raids, same thing. And when Dawn Trail drops, it'll be everything up through Endwalker, and then Dawn Trail will be on its own separate thing. Did you find it? Ooh, so then yeah, you're getting right at the start of Heavensward. This medallion, it bears the owl insignia of the Empire. There can be no doubt. This is the Seal of Ronka. Well done, Morrighan. We can begin our preparations to enter Ixmaya in earnest. Bearing this seal, it should be possible to enter Ixmaya unmolested by its guardians. I will go ahead to Slitherbow and inform the others. When you have recovered from your exertions, meet with us in the cavern leading east out of the village. Okay. I have recovered. Let us be on our way. That was the wrong button. There we go. 440 yalms to the east. Good, you're here. Runar opened the gate for us but moments ago. Beyond lies Ixmaya, and presumably the Light Warden. It did not take long for the Wood's protectors to find me when last I came here, and I expect them to fall upon us just as quickly this time. Though we carry the seal, that is no reason for us to let down our guard. Now let us seek out the Warden and put an end to its reign over these woods. So Duck, with Heavensward, starts the thing where you have to use the Ether Compass to find ether currents throughout the different areas. You do have to proceed through the main scenario a little bit before that gets unlocked. There will be a quest that unlocks it, and you'll also get a black chocobo mount. Point of all of this is, in every area up until Endwalker, there will be, you go under travel to ether currents. There will be 4, these bottom green. Those are found out in the wild, so you'll have to use your ether compass to find them. The 5 up above are quest related, and there's usually 1 or 2 that you'll get from completing the main scenario, and there will be 3 to 4 of them that you find or that you have to get through doing like some of the blue quests in each area. So it is one more thing that you kind of have to keep up on if you want to be able to fly in those areas. Pretty sure this one has voice acting, so... And even if it doesn't, it's still really cool anyway.
It would seem we have found them.
You trespass upon sacred ground! Begone!
Wait! We did not come to! Stop! We mean you no harm.
Sister, is that...
We are allies of the Empire of Ronka. As is customary, we come bearing the seal of the Emperor.
It appears to be genuine. Then perhaps there's yet hope.
Perhaps. We acknowledge your seal, but we must be certain of its authenticity. Follow the azure flowers to our village. There we will judge if you are friend or foe.
Try not to stray from the path. All right?
Follow the flowers. Would it kill them to escort us? But if it affords us an opportunity to investigate Ixmaya, fine.
It was. That's fantastic. What I was saying though, Duck, was I'm pretty sure you did complete them because I remembered you telling me that the game did like the pop-up that said your next set of quests will be available once you've completed a certain quest and are in Heavensward, basically. I would have the seal that we may confirm its authenticity. Straight to the point, I see. Very well. And you might have just finally completed that quest because you are in Heavensward now. There is no mistaking the crest of the royal family. God damn it. For 3,000 years we have waited for this moment, and now you are finally here. I bid you welcome, allies of Ronka. I am Almet, chieftainess of Fano. Oymet, her younger sister. Saimet, a pleasure. We were beginning to lose hope that you would come here. I beg your pardon? These are troubled times for my people. You must be tired after your journey. Come take your ease. There was something there that we said, but I skipped it. If you'd like, I will show you about the village. Though I must warn you, it is a long way down to the forest floor, so do watch your step. No, that makes sense. Because all of the expansions quests start at, like, what was the lowest level for those? So for Heavensward, it would be level 50. And then Heavensward has a quest every 2 levels, so 52, 54, 56, 58, and then 60. Stormblood quests start at 60, but you have to actually be in Stormblood to do them. And Stormblood, I think, is level 63, 65, 68, and 70. This way, what is your name? Morrighan. And this is a common name nowadays? How times change. But I digress. Come, and be sure to watch your step. What's gonna be fun is I don't remember with the Black Mage quest, but you still might have to wait until you progress to a certain point in the MSQ, because you might not have access to the area where the quest takes place, since you're so far ahead, level-wise. As bearers of the seal, you have a right to know what became of the Empire and my people's purpose here. We are descendants of the Palace Guard, which served under the last Emperor, and to this day, we carry on the duties of our forebears, the final decree of His Eminence before Ronka's fall. By the wisdom of our people, was Ronka made to thrive. Such knowledge must never be forgotten, nor may it be suffered to fall into the hands of the wicked. Which spell? Keep it secret, keep it safe, and look to the coming of our allies. Unto them he shall bequeath our all, and thus will Ronka live on. Ley lines. That's a good one. By his command we have remained in the Rak'Tika Greatwood, guardians of Ronka's ruins and the wisdom held within. I hope thou wilt not think the question impertinent, but did thy people's famed longevity perchance play a part in the Emperor's decision to entrust this mission unto thee and thine? That was one reason, yes, we V's would easily live to see 3 of your elven lifetimes. We were also the fiercest fighters. There are none more fit than us to stand watch over the remains of Ronka. But our duty has grown ever more perilous in the wake of the flood. Settlements such as this one were plentiful before the light claimed dominion over the land, but now, Fano is all that remains. Our numbers dwindle year by year. Before long, there will be no one left to honor the Emperor's wishes. And you believe we are the allies for whom you have waited. You have the seal, do you not? After 3 millennia of waiting, that alone is nothing short of a miracle. Truth be told, I had begun to think you would never come. Sister. We are glad of your presence here in the Greatwood. The wisdom of Ronkas is yours should you wish it. You need only ask. I was gonna say, but I was doing that cutscene. Yeah, ley lines is gonna be hard for you to forget. It's just gonna be a matter of remembering to place it, and then learning fights well enough that you can place it and not have to move out of it, if you can avoid it. You come in search of the Light Warden. My apologies, but I do not know where it makes its lair. Oymet, do you recall any sightings of this creature? Not these past 30 summers. 30? But that would mean... How old are you exactly? Menphelia, you can't just go around asking people how old they are. Young enough to remember. With age comes knowledge. There may yet be one among us who has seen or heard of the abomination you seek. We have leave to speak with the other V's then. But of course. Then we should split up and inquire individually. If someone knows something, I would hear it while there is yet time to act. Yeah, so ley lines is going to be a major part of your burst phase as Black Mage. And your opener. Like, it's always going to be... Because I think ley lines is an off-global, right? So you'll probably start, and I don't know for sure, it might be something you want to look up to see what, like, the level 90 opener and rotation is, and just start kind of placing your abilities around that. Because it's very hard to find someone or a website that still will, like, back level your thing and be like, oh, you're only level 56, well, here's what you should be doing. And instead, they'll give you the current opener and be like, yeah, just, do what you can of this and forget the rest. But I'm betting it probably means, like, open with fire or something, and then immediately put ley lines down, or put ley lines, like, 1 or 2 cooldowns in. It was not my intention to pry, but your voices carry far. I know what it is you would ask of me. Unfortunately, the answer is no. I have not seen the Light Warden. I patrol the ruins perimeter regularly, and if it were hiding nearby, I would know about it. You know what I should do before I forget? I should go attune to this thing. But there is... Oh, I can't even get to it anyway. Well, maybe I can, actually. Let's switch to Paladin real quick for this lookout point. And then back to Gunbreaker. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate how it works that way. It's almost like they don't expect new people to come to the game. And so all the guides are like, well, who cares about the old stuff? It doesn't matter anymore. And I'm like, but it kind of does. That might be it. Well, because ley lines boosts your ability power. Or like your damage. And the way dots work is they... I'm drawing a blank. Like, basically, if your initial dot crits, then all of that dot will crit. An outsider? But how? By the gods, allies of the Empire. My sincerest apologies for failing to note your arrival. It was the warden you wished to know about, yes? My mother, may she rest in peace, told me once of its appearance in these woods. Before settling here in Fano, she lived in a village near Rak'Tika Falls, until it was destroyed by the Sin Eaters. It was larger for one thing, but what struck her was the way its fellows seemed to revere it. She was convinced that what she had seen was the Light Warden. Okay. Oh, hold on one second. Oh. I'm gonna have to end stream here, though, because it looks like my son isn't feeling well. So I'm gonna have to go pick him up. So let me switch cameras real quick to here. Thank you all so much for watching. Duck, I might be on a little later, and like you can just like hit me up in Discord or something, and we can continue this conversation because I do love talking about optimizing and stuff in this game, and I kind of now want to look up what the Black Mage rotation is. But everyone else, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll be back Friday with another stream, and not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm probably going to record the rest of the Rak'Tika Greatwood section and get it uploaded or started to upload to YouTube. But thanks for watching, and I will catch you all